Okay, I know some teams have had some problems getting their quad to arm, so I want to talk through a few of the issues you might be having. First of all, hopefully you've set your arm up and everything according to the instructions. If so, all the sticks should be up and back on your radio. And when you have your, I have my drone just plugged into Betaflight here so we can see it on the screen. But when that happens, when nothing's plugged in or turned on, you'll have a red light, which means you have power, and you should have a flashing blue light on top. As soon as I turn my radio on, see here what happens. If I'm bound to my quad, on the bottom you'll see two white lights and two red lights that should illuminate. The white lights are the front of the quad and the red lights are the rear of the quad. So once that happens, I'm all set. Now when that blue light on top goes out, it means I'm ready to arm. Okay, and then to arm my quad, all I should have to do if I follow the instructions is just flip this to the middle, and when I do that, you'll see that little light on top will turn blue. Again, letting me know that I can now run my quad. I'm going to go ahead and plug a battery in here so you can kind of see what that looks like. Okay, so I've got my battery plugged in, and I flip my arm switch, and now my quad will move around. Okay, I'm not going to take off because I'm obviously plugged into my computer. Now, one thing you'll find is sometimes that little blue light, once without being armed with your radio on, and we know our radio is connected because we've got the lights on the bottom, that'll flash. Okay, that means you have an arming flag. So that means there's some kind of an issue with your device. And what I did to have that arming flag happen is I just ran my stick up a little bit. If the stick is above 1,000, it won't arm. Okay, so that's one thing to think about. Another thing is if you've got your quad sitting at an angle, that'll also set off an arming flag, so that won't work as well. What you can do is if you're not sure what these are, right here you'll see when you're in the setup, you'll see arming disable flag that says arming allowed. If one of those is active, there I turned on arming flag 6. If I tilt my quad, you'll see I get arming flag 6 and 7. So if those are showing up, then I've got to figure out what they are if I don't know. And I can do that by going to the wiki. There's a little hint here. It says if you go to the wiki page and look for arming sequence and safety, you can figure that out. So let's go ahead and go there. Arming sequence and safety right here. We can see here on this sheet, we're running Betaflight 3.2. And if we come down, we can see 6. The throttle channel is too high. Lower throttle below min check. And then we see here that we also had 7, which means craft is not level, which means the angle is above the small angle. And you can change these things in that configurator if you want to, but usually we just leave those as a default. If you see any other arm flags, this is where you can come to kind of troubleshoot what's going on with your quad. So hopefully that helps.